All right. What's going on, Shibby? How you doing, man? How's everything how's everything going? Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome to New York. Got ourselves quite a move on gold here. Hey, what's going on, Candace? How you doing? How's the audio sound? You guys hear the music? We got it a little bit low. I don't want to overpower you, but just let me know what you guys think of the levels. It's like we got news coming up here. About an hour and a half. No music? Okay, let me see. Just let me know if it's too loud. I can make adjustments. Oh, that might be too loud. All right. Good to see you guys. Glad you're here. Let some more people join up and talk about gold. Definitely got an interesting level coming up here. Sweet. Thanks, Candace. Haley 13 Trader, how's it going? How's it going? How's it going? How's trading been going? It's Friday, right? You guys ready to either win it all or lose it all? Yeah, good old Friday, right? I did pretty good in Asia last night. Got a nice NQ trade, and I don't know, I just didn't come back to the stop loss, so I just let it ride. Then I ended up moving my stop loss to break even, and kind of just saying whatever happens happens. And the NQ has a way of reversing on you, and coming back and knocking you out, which I was like, whatever. That's that's fine, no big deal. Oh, you took an L with Dan. Was that Asia? I meant, I guess. Yeah, yeah. I mean, not Asia, London. Yeah, London's tricky, man. London used to be so fire, and now it's like, I don't know. I used to like want to get up for London, and I don't know. I just stopped getting up for London because for me, London's at like 3 a.m. Okay, cool. All right, so looks like we have pretty clean traffic to the left here. This breakout here was just not what I wanted. I was hoping for just above it, as you guys know. Yeah, good time to sleep for sure. Sometimes I'll wake up in the middle of the night and be like, hey, I can trade London. So I'll jump in and check it out. But I found that trading in the middle of the night is not really a good idea. You just don't have your faculties, and you're just like gambling at that point, which is not good. So I had to mute there, just getting over a cold, and I didn't want to cough in the microphone because that would be what a beginner would do. All right, let's look at gold. Do you guys have this issue with Top Step where you favorite something, for example, like 15 and 30 or whatever, you save it, you save the layout, and you save this here. Where is it? Like right up there, and then you come back the next day and it's still, it didn't remember your settings. It's happened to me every day. And it happens on Bullinox and Top Step. It must be a Project X thing. All right, looking at this candle's journey so far. I'm gonna look at the daily. Daily looks like it's coming up after we had that massive gap there. But then, this NQ. Hang on a second. We go to the correct ticker. Yeah, there we go. That's better. It was definitely on the wrong ticker. Anyways, so weekly we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 weekly green candles, which is absolutely insane. And then now we're having a bit of a pullback, but this weekly candle seems to have pushed back up, so we got buyer strength, which is good. Daily really kind of reflects the same story. Could either be moving into this new range, which I feel like we have this range. That's why I have these high time frame resistance and Empire, right? If you're a Star Wars fan, have this, could have a range here for a while. Gold did this a while ago where it consolidated for a really long time. You see this? This was over the course of 4 months, which I know, we've talked about before, but yeah, look at that. That's a lot of consolidation. I feel like we're moving back into this type of thing because gold had such a massive move. I don't know. We'll see. It really depends. But I'm kind of anticipating a bit of this action going on. Let me try this little drawing. I don't know if this thing works very well. I don't know where the drawing tool is. I never use it because it's garbage. Here we go. Like this, maybe. What do you guys think? Something like that, possibly. So that would, yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Take New York candles, especially New York Stock Exchange Open, which is in an hour and 25 minutes. Stay out of that first couple candles, man. Treat it like a news candle. It can be insane. But yeah. So maybe if this happens, right, we're looking at potential, bullish move. It could do anything. It could do this, or it could fake us out and keep going down. We don't know. The chances of it, like, rocketing, though, I mean, there's always a chance, right? There's a chance of it just disappearing that way. I don't know. Maybe not as much. There's only 3 things it can do, right? It can either go down, it can go up, or sideways. My bet, I try not to hold a bias. I trade every day based on what I see, but my bet is one of these two. One of these 2 scenarios over this one, where it just skyrockets. Just because gold has moved up for so long, and as you know, is usually consolidation. It's going to fuel up for a while, and then it's going to disappear. So anyways, get rid of all this junk. I like to talk about this in the first candle because why won't it let me delete this? Really? That's weird. Apparently I can't delete this. There we go. I don't like to trade the first candle anyways. If I can help it, just personally. I've been burned too many times. Way too many times. Alright, let's look at the 4-hour here. Even a bit of a consolidation here within the 4-hour. Not only is it moving on the big, I don't know if you guys want to do this or not, but I like to go to the highest time frame, mark a resistance there, and I change the color so I know it's a high time frame. Same down here with our support. So, and then I'll do a mini resistance and support. That's just me. That's just how I like to do it. But yeah, so we're looking at the 4 hours. 4 hours looking pretty gross. That's just gross, right? Yeah. It could be kind of moving up, you know, higher lows, higher highs ish, maybe. It's kind of moving up a little bit. There's an old trade, I need to get rid of that. Alright, so move it down even more. I'll move these two lines when I get down to the 15, because I'm not going to be trading probably down here today. So, back in the old days, I would say this is a pretty classic bear flag, right? But I try not to do that anymore. A bear pennant, if you know what I'm talking about. Kind of that pennant shape, right? But, you know, our mentor is like, yeah, forget all that crap. So I kind of did, you know. But it still applies to other stuff. But when we're trading gold, I throw it out the window. All right, going down to the 1 hour. Not impressed by the 1 hour at all. This is flat. 30. But if the 1 hour is looking like this, then I can only imagine what the 1 second's looking like. No, I can only imagine what the 15's looking like. It's just, it's like consolidating within consolidating within consolidating. Like, yeah. All right, well, we'll try it. We'll see what happens. But, you know, gold right now has got such massive levels. What are we looking at here? Still 500 tick range. I got nothing to complain about. That's still pretty amazing. We'll still work with that. It's, oh man, it's just kind of ugly. Like, this level here sucks. This level sucks. This level is probably the best. I'm going to go here. Because I don't want to trade in this range right here. There's nothing here for me, personally. As for above that, let's see, what are we looking at here? I don't know if 60 candles is, or 60 ticks is really clean range. So I'll do this for now. I'll set the resistance here. Well, let's see, it's probably the same over here. Yeah, I mean, it's 80. It's not much. It's a little bit better, but it's not much. Let's just see what gold does. Looks like it's tightening a little bit. It's coiling. So we'll see how it reacts. That's my top down on gold. Let's see what we got for. I like to check NQ and MES just in case gold decides it doesn't want to give us a trade. I like these levels here, very clean to the bottom on NQ. Pretty clean moving up. Let's see how many ticks we've got here. 223. Not bad. I like to keep this little tick ruler to the side so I can just get an idea while I'm in the trade of how the ranges are, because the ranges, you know, it's so hard to tell. Are we big, small? There's no way to really tell. All right, cool. Sweet. Yeah, so this one here, not a bad breakout. I mean, it's moving a lot, though. It's a lot of ticks. Ideally, what would have been better is for this breakout to maybe close about here, right? And then our next candle was where we get our trade. But this one's kind of left without us at resistance. So, a bit of a risky trade here if you're going to go for NQ. 3 minutes left on the clock. Guys, I might have to make the adjustment here so you guys can see the timer and stuff. Let me mess around with that real quick without hopefully breaking it. And I broke it. I knew I was going to break it. Just give me a sec here. Been having this weird issue where it disappears on me. There it is. I might not be able to fix it. I wanted to show you guys the timer over here. 2 minutes left. Maybe if I... Okay. I'm also going to check MES. If you guys don't know, MES follows the S&P 500. Usually shows a similar type of move. But what I like about MES versus NQ, there are times when it's just different or better structure. So if NQ is just looking garbage and you can't get a trade or you don't see anything on NQ, check MES. Sometimes you'll get a little bit better range, or you'll have a mini support here or something that can kind of help you figure out what you're going to do. This is a good level right here. Really good level. Looks like we're breaking through this level. So this is a lot of green for me. I'm going to wait for some structure. Same with NQ before I take something like that. But we do have a tight range for below, which I like. If we could get down here, I'd like to participate down here. Yeah, exactly, Shibby. Yeah. Yeah, and the thing I've found with MES is it doesn't, NQ will just like jump, and you're like, whoa, the hell are you going? Or in a whipsaw. MES usually doesn't do that. It'll move more steady. Like it actually respects you a little bit. NQ doesn't have any respect. NQ is just like, I'm doing whatever I want. It's a bucking bronco. So, if you're like, oh, I want to take an NQ trade, but I just don't feel it, or whatever, check MES. Sometimes you can feel a little bit better. It doesn't move as harshly. And I should put on screen I have a tick counter, basically. Like MES is 30 ticks. Each contract, each mini is worth $1.25, and each macro is worth $12.50. Let's go back to gold. Yeah, I'm not ready for gold yet, or gold's not ready yet for us. It's just not. It's just small range. I mean, you could technically get a rat scalp maybe in here, but I've found when you're trading within a range, it's just not. It's way more risky. It's you might get something, but I mean, look at what we're dealing with here. We got all this. This is the result. Fabian, thanks for subscribing. Appreciate having you on. Yeah, cool, man. Appreciate that. So yeah, we got some dojis here. Yeah. Nah, I'm gonna wait. I'm okay with waiting. I'll wait 3 days for the perfect trade if I have to. I will. I don't mind. Cool. Just check how things are looking. All right. You guys still hear the music? I'm showing it as like not even on. So, there it is. Is it? Yeah, I don't know. Let me know if you guys want the music a little bit higher, or if it's fine. Just feel free. Throw in the chat. Some people like music, some people don't. I used to make a lot of videos on YouTube. Through the I'm a pilot. Did a ton of aviation stuff, and I would get comments all the time. People would be like, "I can't stand the music. We turn it off." I was like, "Yeah, sure, fine." And people get mad about it. Sometimes the music here will it'll stop and it doesn't tell me about it. So, like I said, if it overpowers, we can fix it. Anything can be fixed. Excellent. Cool. Cool, cool. That looks good. Give me 1 sec. I gotta grab something. I'll be right back. Okay, cool. All right. NQ's on the move. Look at that. Wouldn't have been a bad play, but just really no clear, defined A plus entry. That's how it goes sometimes. You just gotta watch it. You just gotta watch it leave without you. You know, preferably, I would rather. This is the way I look at it. I have to document this. I have to journal this. All right. If I take this trade, I got to answer for it. So that's the accountability that I hold. What's going on, Brian? What's going on? Welcome to the stream. Welcome in. Good to see you. How's your morning going? But yeah, I have to document this, right? I have to live with this trade, even if it wins. And my philosophy is I'm not after the money. I'm trying to, we're taught this. I'm trying to take the right trade. My job isn't to make the money. My job is to take the correct trade. It's like if a broker or something was to hire me and they were to say, your job is to manage this guy's money, this retirement account. And he's dependent on you to grow it over time. So my job at that point, I don't care how much this guy makes. If I'm working for this broker, my job is just to do the right thing, to follow the rules, to take the checklist, to all that stuff. So that's how I look at it. Is my job is to take the correct trade. To me, this, even though it's a winning trade, it's not the correct trade. Plenty of range. Now, some people could justify it, but that's where my philosophy is that you start justifying trades, you start getting yourself in a bad place pretty quickly, because if you're willing to justify a trade, you're willing to justify anything. Well, I'll just take this. It's moving. I'll just take it, and then before you know it, you're blowing accounts. Before you know it, you're doing dumb stuff. So, and we've all been there. I definitely was there. you know, it definitely was there. So, yeah, that's the thing too. And I'm no expert, right? I'm still fairly, new at this and still learning. But I have found that when I have the discipline on trades like this, that it's it I might not win this trade, but this thing could create the perfect type one, perfect, where you get that nice little red support level, and then the next one retests. There's good wicks on the previous candle, and it's just like chef's kiss, right? Taking that trade versus taking the one that we see right now, the feeling of that success is totally different. Besides, if I took this trade and it was wrong and it hits my max limit, I'm going to really kick myself when I see the next one pop up, So I want to go back and look at my journal and say, I did my job correctly. And it just so happens that the money follows. So whatever, right? That's just a byproduct of the execution. And it was tough for me to get to that mindset. I actually, in September, I blew a couple accounts, and I was like, what am I gonna do here? How am I gonna do this? And I made a decision. I said, I'm gonna get funded in October. I'm gonna do it. I don't care if it takes all month. And it did. It took all month. But I was only trading like 3 to 5 contracts. I was skipping a lot of setups like this on NQ, and I was taking beautiful setups and $50 at a time, $100 at a time. It was like I have an elephant to eat here. I'm gonna do it one bite at a time. Because I don't know if you guys have tried the whole pass in one candle method. How often has that worked out for you? Be honest. It's I don't know about you, but that's a terrible way to go. Yeah, exactly, Shibby. Yeah, it's tough. It is a tough thing, but it's like you can compare it to lots of things. Right? Have you ever sat down to a really fancy, nice meal, and they bring out nice salad and appetizers, and they bring out a steak, but they bring it all out at you. Oh, they bring it all out to the table at once. I've had this before, where it's like a 7-course meal, and they literally brought it all, including dessert. I'm like, what the heck? How am I supposed to eat all this in one bite? I got overwhelmed, right? I said, you know what? Forget dessert. Forget the appetizer, whatever. I'm going to start with salad. I'm going to enjoy this salad, every single bite of it. I'll get to the steak later. And that's what I've kind of been doing, is like, this is what I have in front of me right now. I'm just going to focus on that, and I'm going to make this my highest priority. Yeah, Shibby, yeah. That's the thing too, that traders the trader's journey, what's gold doing? Finally, gold woke up. The trader's journey, where you get funded. You have this massive trade, and then all of a sudden things start falling apart. Right? I've noticed this in real life too. Beginner's luck, if you want to call it that, or at least that's what it feels like. It might not necessarily be that way with us, but it feels that way. And you're just like, what the heck is going on? Like, I thought I figured this out. I got this. And then you struggle for a couple of months, and then you something clicks, and you're like, I just need to fix my psychology. And then you start slowly climbing. And if you look at that, graph, right, you see this huge spike, right, and then it comes all the way down back, way past where you were before, way to the bottom. And then it says fix your psychology. It slowly climbs back up. I said, you know what? I want to skip that part. I might not be able to. I'm gonna be real here. I'm trying not to be naive, but I want to skip that huge curve, that big spike and the big low spike. And I want to go from here straight across to fix my psychology and start climbing up. I want to skip this huge thing. I don't want a huge win. I don't want that huge dip. And I was like, I'm just gonna go straight over here. So that's what I'm trying to do. And I think I've got it. I think I've got it down now, where I'm taking the correct trades. If I don't get a trade, I don't get a trade. And and going from there. Because everybody's telling me, oh, you're gonna blow your funded account. You're gonna blow. Yeah, well, we'll see. Maybe I will. I'm not naive, but we'll see. I'm gonna try everything to not. I'm just basically continuing the process. I'm still the trades that I were taking in qualification. The same trades are gonna happen in eval, or in master account, because it's like, what's really changed? The color of my account on screen. It was white and now it's yellow, or it was red and now it's pink. Is that what's changed? I spent an extra $130 to activate the account, but now I have to make the $1,500 again. Nothing's really changed. Nothing really changes until you get that first payout, if you think about it. And yeah, I agree, Shibby. It's like, it takes you a bit, you feel like you're lagging and you're like, man, this is a thought that I've had a lot. I don't know if you guys have had this thought or not, where you're like, the only thing separating me from being successful and crushing this thing is me. Like, I don't have to call a boss. I don't have to schedule a meeting. I don't have to, go to a customer's house and work on a whatever. I don't have to do any of that stuff. It's all on me. I'm the one who's either going to keep going slow or actually make it happen. So it looks like gold broke this resistance here, but then rejected back in the range. Best case scenario, maybe we can get, I have to wait a bit. I really want it to be above this range here. Right, we got this major level here. It's rejected 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times on the 15 off this level. So this is obviously a respected level. So I need to keep that in mind. If it can close on the other side of this resistance, hold the next candle, do what it's doing right now, we might have ourselves a trade. But until then, personally, I don't want to take anything in this range. It's just too choppy. It's ugly. It's really ugly. And think about it this way, right? What is going on in gold right now? People are buying it, people are selling it. People are buying it, people are selling it. But it doesn't really have a clear direction. And I have participated in way too much chop. Way too much to know that this is a death zone. Listen, I'm just gonna stay out of it. I'm just gonna wait. It's like, don't trade in here until it gets out of that range. But that's just me. That's just me. You guys trade how you want. I'm just here to maybe participate with you. I am definitely not anybody's mentor. And we have a damn good mentor. And having 4 or 5 years experience, you know how many trades he's taken? How many trades do you think he's taken in his lifetime? Thousands? Probably in the thousands. That's insane amount of repetition. Insane. Not even a doctor has had that many surgeries. And it's a craft. Yeah, thousands, exactly, Brian. It's like, I got a long way to go. Like, I'm an expert at breathing. I've done that about 1,000 times, at least. I can do that pretty well. Yeah, but the repetition has to be there, right? So, but anyway, somebody who's done it thousands of times, like, really knows what he's doing, and I trust that. I really do. I trust that expertise. I think I was reading something yesterday. Only 3% of people who buy a prop firm account pass. 3%? That's nothing, man. That's nothing. 3% is not even what you pay on tax at a restaurant. That's a good question, Candace. I'd say since I first saw Dan, I'll tell you what. So I used to trade with, I used to trade with so many mixed strategies. I was even trading like Chipotle stock for a while. Yeah, I laugh about it now, right? Like who's trading burrito stock? But I had indicators, and I'm answering your question, Candace. It's just I'm going about it a long way. I had indicators and Bollinger Bands and VWAP, and I was chasing Death Cross and all that crap, right? And when I stumbled on Dan, I saw a similar chart to what you see here, where he was literally trading a naked chart, like nothing on it. And I thought to myself, is this guy seriously trading a blank chart? I couldn't believe it. What in the heck? I was instantly hooked when I saw the fact that there was nothing on the chart. One line of resistance, one line of support, and green and red candles. That's it. I'm like, all right, let's see. And I just started watching. That was probably back in April that I started learning his strategy. I learned his strategy offline, or not offline. I learned his strategy outside of the mentorship, and I was trading it the best I could with just by watching London stream, just seeing, hey, he's waiting for a reaction here or whatever, right? I learned his strategy from what he's given out through the London sessions, through the free sessions, and then I decided to lock in and jump in the mentorship. And when I did that, I learned the rest of it, and I realized that I was only looking at the tip of the iceberg. I was playing with the tip of the iceberg, and then once I got in the mentorship, I realized, oh wow, I knew nothing. And now I know what I need to know. But yeah, it's funny how that works. How did you guys find the mentorship? Just curious. Did you just stumble on it? Like probably everybody stumbled on it through TikTok or whatever. What's going on with NQ? Man, NQ has this thing where it's like, I took this trade last night and I held it and I held it all the way through. I should have probably closed it here, but I was like, let's just see what happens. And in one candle, it reversed. One candle. This is ridiculous. Really, NQ? Like, I waited 45 minutes for this trade to play out, and this is what you do in one candle? 235? I just like, alright, whatever. I guess NQ has, follows the old adage, it climbs, when it moves, it climbs the stairs and falls out the window. This is like the perfect example of NQ climbing the stairs and then falling out the window. All right, let's see. Decided to focus on gold with Dan since September. Yeah, oh, nice, Candace. Yeah, isn't it weird trading gold? The first time I was like, what is this? And I got a point where I actually hated gold. I was like, gold sucks. I hate this. I can't understand this. I can't figure this out. And then when I started realizing how freaking awesome it is, I started respecting it. Woke up 3 a.m. and couldn't sleep, so I scrolled through TikTok, and there he was. There he was in his gloriousness. I love Dan. Yeah, there he was, yelling at people on TikTok, right? I love, my favorite thing Dan does, when he goes like this, I don't know if you guys have seen him do this yet, where he's like, oh, you want to buy right now? You want to buy right now? Really? I love when he does that. It kills me. It cracks me up. Yeah. that's another thing that really attracted me to his channel and his strategy. He's got humor. He's got good humor, and then he's got what I would consider, good morals and values, and the way he talks about trading and God, and really how are you gonna take this seriously? Are you gonna actually take your own life seriously? And yeah, I was desperate and thinking of quitting, then came across his YouTube channel and live trades. Yeah, isn't it funny, Shibby, how it just came at the right time? You know, like it was ordained or something. Uh, that to me is just, I love that. I love that when you needed it most is when it showed up, but you don't realize it at the time. Yeah, you don't realize it. Yeah, I know that desperation. I know that desperation, Shibby. I felt the desperation many times, in weird ways too. Sometimes good ways, sometimes bad ways. He's a good guy in humor and hard to find in trading. Yeah, yeah, he's definitely unique, and that's one thing I respect about him a lot is how unique he is. Looks like gold is on the move, my friends. A lot of green though, man, a lot of green. Even though it's breaking above this level, we'll see. We'll see what it gives us. We still have 5.5 minutes left on this candle. But yeah, the student is when the student's ready, the teacher will appear. What a great way to put it, Brian. That's awesome. Yeah, that's a great way to put it. Yeah, I wish I knew him last year. I wish I knew him 20 years ago, because I'm getting close to 40, and I'm like, I got enough gray in my beard now that I gotta make things happen. Got a family and stuff, so I'm like, man, I wish I would have found this 20 years ago. I would have saved myself so much heartache. In 3 years, I moved across country 5 times. Yeah. Opportunity knocked, and I answered, and then it didn't. There was nobody there. Opened the door, and nobody's standing there on the other side. And I was like, I moved all the way across the country for this. Great. I did that 3 times. Either I'm an idiot or it just didn't work out. And then COVID hit, 2020 hit, and oh man, that was just like the nail in the coffin. Yeah, yeah. But now, here's the thing about life experience. You don't realize it at the time, but you go through something, and you might go through that because it's your responsibility later in life to help somebody else who is about to go through that or is going through that. And there's a lot of time I've spent thinking about choices that I've made that didn't work out, and I've just been like, why? Why did I have to go through this? And then you run into somebody 2 or 3 years later, and they start telling you their story, and you're like, wow, that sounds really familiar. This is really odd and weird. And then it hits you. I've been through this before. I can help this person. And so you do. And then afterwards you're like, oh, that's why I went through it. Great. No FOMO, guys. This Friday, gold's going to do what gold does. We're able to participate or not. It's going to fill this whole range right here before we get an opportunity. But what's nice about it, yeah, buy Goldie, exactly. What's nice about it is creating structure. And because we're moving, I'd confidently say we're moving sideways on gold. So I like this because it gives me a chance to participate in a possible sell coming back down. Possible tight two, exactly, Shibby, yeah. Because how often have you guys seen where gold will skyrocket like this, and then it will just almost like create this nice reversal? Whereas NQ is like F you, I'm coming back down now. And you're like, whoa, right? So you be careful with NQ. But gold will typically create this nice structure. Let's see if I can find something. It's been choppy over here for a while. We could also get this, which I hate. I hate this. Oh, I hate this. It's moved up, moved up, moved up, right? Tons of green, boom, big pop, and then this little doji afterwards. What is that? Come on. So be careful of this, right? But even then, well, nah, I was going to say that you could maybe, if it closed a little stronger in the next candle went, depending on what's to the left, yeah, that would be good. But we really need to see even this. You could take something like this, but I prefer not to because it's such a small body here. That to me, this is buyer strength over seller strength. What you really want to see here let's see if we can find a good example. It could do this too. I hate this crap. This isn't bad here, but this is a really strong red. We prefer a smaller red, something like this. If this candle was right here, I'm taking this type 1 all day long. Beautiful trade, right? Maybe a bit of a better top wick here, or even here, right? Probably preferably a better top wick, but you're not always going to get the perfect trade, right? So I have a bunch of boxes that I'm checking in my head if I'm like, it did retest, it's not the best retest, so I have two choices. I can either take it, maybe go a little light and hold longer, or pass. And so you kind of have to make that determination on your own. But this isn't bad here, right? This is what I'm saying about it not being perfect. You get a big move, right? Best case scenario, you get smaller candles coming up, and then a big red to engulf. They didn't quite engulf. It got close, so that's two. To me, this is two checks against it. Then the next one opened, retested, and pushed. So, would you have been able to take that trade? Yeah. Let's see how many ticks you would have caught. Maybe you would have got in somewhere around here. Not much, right? 30 to 40. But if you go, your contract size is going to determine, is 40 ticks a big trade or is 40 ticks a small trade? So this is it. And we did move down after this. So you picked the correct direction. But that's just me looking at old trades. I prefer a better setup, but sometimes it's just not going to be perfect. It's not going to be perfect. All right, we got new candle here. It did close above, like I said. It closed, we're looking at 50 ticks. Yeah, be careful with this one, guys, if you're going to take this. Not to mention we've got levels. Look how ugly it is to the left now. I'm actually going to move this line now to a better level. How's it look over here? Not great. Above this level right here would be best because you have a lot of clean range. This is nothing. This is really nothing. Best case scenario above here, but we still have a little bit of range. Not much. 70, which lately 70 ticks in gold has been a drop in the bucket, right? But preferably, if I don't get what I want, if the market doesn't come to me, I'm not going to participate. This is a lot of green. A lot of green here. And like I said, what I'm anticipating, and I try to not have a bias because I don't want to get stuck in a mindset and get burned. But I'm anticipating something like this. and just continuing in this range for a bit. Might even spike up here. Might even come up here. And you look at that, and I'm like, considering that we've got these down here, it could even also come down here a bit. You know, could come down here a bit. It could also come up here a bit and then come back down. So, but I safe to say it's moving sideways, right? Let's look at it on the higher time frames just to double check that. Sideways with a little bit of upwards movement. This could do this. Where are we at here? Something like that, right? I don't think it goes backwards, but you know, you get the idea. Could do that. Overall moving up, but mostly sideways. I look at it, personally, my opinion, I look at it sideways. Sideways consolidation. Wow, that's ugly drawing. Let's see, which... Did you grab it, Shibby? Did you grab this one right here? Which candle did you grab? Quick little rat scalp right in here. Yeah, that's right. Exactly. Sometimes, man, if you're just like, I don't know, maybe it's not the right psychology, but if you just want to finish the day green, like I will take $5. I don't even care. I'll take a quick scalp and be out in $5. Oh, type 2 on the 1 hour? Oh, I see. Okay. That is a big move. That is a big move. Looks pretty good. Little choppy here to the left. I try to respect when I see dojis to the left. Not that I'm judging your trade at all. I'm not. Just my own personal analysis. Yeah, this one looks good too, right? We've moved up here, and then you have this nice engulfing red candle. Next one retested and took off. Oh, that's a good one. That one right there. 1 to 1. Okay, cool. Good. No, that's good, man. I mean, honestly, if you wanted to lock out for the day and finish the Friday on a green, it does help your psychology to see stuff like that. You know, you don't go into the weekend thinking, oh, God, and then you get mad at yourself and you think, oh, I just wish I would have closed it or whatever. I like to go into the weekend either green or nothing. You know, of course, if I go into the weekend red, great, fine. But like right now, my RP, you can't see it. I gotta fix this here. But I'm up $2. So if I finish this week up $2, then I think I'll be all right. I don't mind. Yeah. Just checking the Discord. On that sell you're talking, I got okay. Yeah. You mean you took a loss on that one? It hit your stop loss? Even if there's red for the week, there's lessons learned. Yeah, I agree, Shibby. Oh man, if you go a week without learning something, then something's wrong. Something's wrong there for sure. This is looking... Normally this is looking really nice for a small body red, but it's really ugly to the left. A hard time participating in that. Especially with these long rejection wicks. Gold's in a weird spot. See what NQ. NQ's tricky, man, because you have this massive engulfing red that engulfed almost the last 3 candles, just like the one I was telling you about. But then this happens, right? Where's our setup here? There's no setup. This is ugly, and it looks like it wants to do that again. I already participated in this, and I made $2 because I had it come back to break even. So we'll see. This could push. You know, we could come back down, but NQ looks like the overall bias is consolidating and moving up. I used to call this a breakout fake out, where it consolidates for a while, price kind of coils and tightens, pops, and then it's like, just kidding, coming back into the range for the next 4 days. So other people would call this a liquidity grab or a stop hunt. Man, maybe not, I don't know. It did break out, and then it didn't continue, so we just try and read the candles and read the chart as we see it. Give me a sec. Yeah, I got 3. Oldest just turned 10. Crazy how 10 years just goes by, and you're just like, I have this trophy now that shows what the last 10 years of my life looks like. No, I'm kidding. Oh yeah, 3. Here's the thing, Shibby. I don't know if you're planning on having more or not, but the second one is like, now we have this sibling rivalry thing start to happen, and then the third one's like, get a dog, get a cat, get another dog, add another kid, and it's just like you hit a point where you're almost like, what's another one? What's another one? What's another one? Nah, it's good though. That's good. Let's go back to... Yeah, I'm not seeing anything on NQ or MES at the moment. Can at least move my levels. And you know you'll see it, right? You'll see it from across the room. You'll see it. Like NQ... This is what we want, right, from NQ? But we only have 3 minutes left on this candle, right? Yeah, I can't. I would ideally want about 10 minutes left on this candle. You know, if this one I've seen this before, where you have 3 minutes left, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna get in this one, and it could rocket, or it could melt, sure. But I hate holding a trade into that next candle if I don't have to. I have before, but this could close exactly like this. You're stuck in this trade because you thought it would melt, and then the next one's green, and see ya. So just be careful if you take this one. If you are going to take it, I would go light. Just personally. Go light, ride it for 100 ticks, make $50, call it a day. Call it a day. But try not to be in that candle while it's open. I got a feeling it's just gonna sit there. Yeah, exactly. When you see it, man, you're just like, I'll have my chart up like this, and I'll be doing laundry or whatever, and I'll just see it from across the room. I'm just like, oh, and I'll run over there and I'll check it. Like I would, like this right here, I would be very interested in this had it been a new candle, maybe 2-3 minutes had passed. But the fact that 13 minutes have passed and this is all it's done, that's no good for me. For a profit target, I would say with NQ, you got a possible potential level here, right? That's not much. It's only about 50 ticks, and then another level here, and another level here. So you have 3 levels here where it's like, I really want to be. And this is why this is not great. I'd want to be out. This one's not bad, but at least out by here. Maybe take partials here, move to break even, and let it ride to here or here. The chances of it having a reaction here, here, and here, pretty high. Pretty high chances. And now you're playing a game of probabilities, right? What's the probability it's going to melt like this? It is NQ, it does whatever it wants, but the probability of having a reaction off these levels, I'd rather sit this one out, especially with 30 seconds left on the candle. The next one, though, might create something for a type 2, 30-minute type 2. But again, you have those levels. This is a good level. It could melt, right? It could absolutely go. But I'm not sold on it. I'm not sold on it. Yeah, and going against a trend, great observation canvas. Yeah. Yeah, for the most part, on the higher time frames, we're not red. We're green. And you have this insanely indecisive candle. Look at the wicks on that doji. Tell me the market knows which way it wants to move. With a 2,189 size wicked candle. This is the kind of stuff that will save you money. Is noticing stuff like that. That for 4 hours the market moved up 1,000 and down 1,000 and then came back to its starting point. Yikes. Now the next candle's like, okay, finally we made a decision here, but geez. That's the kind of stuff that'll save you. Noticing stuff like that. Called it. Crappy closure. Knew it. Just, ugh. Yuck. Yeah, it's not bad on the 30, but I don't know. It's risky. And if you are going to take this, you want to see a healthy retest. Here's the level, right? This is one thing, too, that I noticed. Like, oh, it had a little bit of a wick there. That's not bad, right? Yeah, not bad. But here's the level up here. You want to retest this resistance, right? That did not retest that resistance. So maybe something like this is better. And then it's like, okay, cool. But then at that point, where's your setup? You know, where's your entry? Down here. So it's just when you have these giant, massive candles, it's hard to figure out your entry and all that stuff. But you want a good, clean retest. But then where the heck are you supposed to get in? You know, if you do take something like that, I'd like to go light, because if you go light and you're wrong, your loss will be minimal. You won't. Your upside potential is shorter too, but I'm not sold on that as a type 2. Alright, let's go back to gold. Might not get a trade today, guys. You know, I'd prefer to sell down here, but we're miles away from that. Yeah, we're still in the range. It's okay. Still in the range. Looks like that was our news there. That candle. Gold sometimes just doesn't care about news. It's like, whatever. Whereas NQ massively rejected back down because of news. So that's another thing, staying out of news, major news prior to 30 minutes prior, 30 minutes after. Go to Forex Factory. Sorry about this, and it's gonna look weird for a minute. Looks like we're pretty clear the rest of the day. Yeah. And it is a holiday in the United States right now. So, I don't know if that'll affect it or not, but it could. It could. Huh. Brian, I just noticed your message. I don't want your grocery bill. Trust me, you don't. No. Yeah, you don't. Yeah, it's part of the motivation for me getting into trading is so I can take care of the family better. Man, stuff is so expensive now. Gosh. Feeding one person is expensive. And I have 5 total. Plus a couple animals. I have to make it. I'm just kidding. This is considered a holiday to the market. That's crazy. Yeah, possible, right? Some people, some people in the U.S. will just take off. I don't know if you're in the U.S. or not, Brian, but some people are like, "Oh, it's a holiday," and they'll take the day off. It won't probably affect the stock exchange at all. Not at all. But if you guys are interested in other stocks, personal investing, that's something I'm gonna do here on the channel too. Just to do something different. We got a lot of experience in that. Been really successful in trading in my my Roth IRA and taking trades in the S&P 500 and some of the other tickers. You know, you got Tesla and you got Microsoft and all those, right? I like to trade options. I don't know if any of you trade options, but it's definitely not anything anybody does in the mentorship, but it's something that I think I can show. So I was thinking about doing a little bit of that here too. I don't know if you guys would be interested in that or not. I don't know if I'll do it if I'll do it like in between. I could just do little snippets in between, you know, when we're waiting for gold or something to actually wake up, or maybe I'll do a special Saturday stream or something. Maybe Saturday, because the markets are closed and I can actually go in and go into a demo and show you guys how to trade stock options. Basically, the way I've set it up is, if you're a seller in options, you're basically the casino in that point. You're the one who's setting the tables, you're the one who's setting the rates, you're the one who's setting the cards out. If you're a buyer in stock options, you're the sucker gambler that walked in through the front door and grabs the first slot machine he or she can find. Hey Sylvia, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. First one with a live audience. I did a test yesterday and threw it up there, and a couple of you watched it. I appreciate that. Yeah, good to have you in. Yeah, we're just watching gold, just as usual, right? Just watching gold, seeing what it's gonna do. Yeah, I don't know if you guys would be interested in the Saturday thing or, you know, little snippets. Yeah, it's good. Little snippets would be sick. Yeah, because what I'll do is I can show you, and this is going to sound cliche, so forgive me, but I can show you 100% winning strategy for selling options to where you will never lose money unless you want to. And it's amazing. So basically, what you make here in gold, if you decide to trade a personal account, I highly recommend take that money and put it into a brokerage, and then through that brokerage, don't trade futures because you have prop firms for that. Trade options. And you can buy stocks and sell stocks, but the thing is if you buy a stock and you just sit on it, well, did you know you can make money renting that stock out? You can make money holding your own stock as collateral, and someone will pay you money for that. And if the contract hits expiration, you keep 100% of that money. It's called a premium. It is one of the best things I've ever discovered, ever. Like, all right, I want to own 100 shares of a specific stock. So instead of just outright buying that stock, I will put my own cash up as a collateral to say that if the market moves one direction or the other direction, I will buy those 100 shares, but somebody will pay me a premium to buy those 100 shares. And it's a really cool, interesting way of making money off of your. You can make money off your money, but you also can make money off your shares. It's called the wheel strategy, if you've ever heard of it. It's basically you're selling contracts against your money, and if you get assigned 100 shares, then you will sell contracts against your shares. You'll basically rent your shares out. You'll sell a contract. Somebody will pay you for that contract, and we're talking several $100s per contract. And if the market moves in a specific direction, you'll get those shares called away at a specific price, but you get to keep the premium. You get to keep the upfront money that comes in your account from that contract every single time, unless you decide to buy it back, which is a strategy where it makes it 100%. You buy back your own contract at a lower price. It's amazing. So I want to show you guys that for personal investing, if you're interested. Yeah, I appreciate you, Sylvia. Really glad to see you in the mentorship. It's awesome. Sounds like you've been doing some crazy stuff. You went to Korea and Japan. Is that right? I've actually been to Korea. I've been to South Korea. And I learned a little bit of the language while I was there. So that's cool to see you traveling a bit. I want to go to Japan. That would be fun. That'd be really fun. Yeah, we'll do some, Brian, for sure. We'll do some for sure. We'll do some. We'll talk about. I'll actually bring up the platform and show you guys how to take the trades. North Korea, South. You went to North Korea? Dang, crazy. South, Japan, and China. Nice, nice. And second green day unfunded. Excellent. Yeah, take it slow, Sylvia. There's no rush. There's no rush. Take it slow. If it takes you a week to make $50, it takes you a week to make $50. There's no more passing 30 days crap, right? So, oh, you're going to Thailand? Wow. Are you just on like a trip, business trip, or are you just having a ton of fun just traveling the world? Nice, nice. One yesterday and one today. Yeah. If you got a green today, might consider locking out. The psychology is worth it. If you go into the weekend knowing you locked out and you got a green day on Friday, which statistically Fridays and Mondays are the bad days, right? Psychology, when you wake up tomorrow and you look at your phone and you're like, man, that was a good day. And you look and you see a green day on your Friday, the psychology does help. Because being in drawdown sucks. I hate it. I hate it. All right, that's the 9:15 candle closure on gold. So far, nothing yet. Just gotta wait longer. And that's okay. The 9:30 New York Stock Exchange bell opens in 15 minutes. In fact, I'm gonna do something. I'm actually going to turn the bell on because it's one of my favorite things to actually hear the bell go off. Ring my bell, ring my bell. Appreciate you guys liking the stream. Really do appreciate it. Oh. So, hopefully we get more people interested in New York. I know it's kind of a other world kind of thing on the other side of the world. So, I love New York. New York is the best. Just my personal opinion. Asia's been really good too, though. Let's be honest. Asia's been crushing it. But I'm a New York boy. Let's see here. Asking myself 100 questions before I enter. Yeah, it's good, Sylvia. Try and get to a mindset of not justifying a trade. If you find yourself justifying the trade, you shouldn't take that trade because you will probably regret that. You know. And you know what? You can always take a trade on demo if you're just itching. You're just itching to take a trade, right? Do it on a demo account or do it on a past. I don't know if you know this or not, but you can go on a past blown account and you can take a trade on a past blown account. And it doesn't matter. You can make 1,000, you can make 5,000. It doesn't matter. So if you're itching to trade, that's what I recommend. You'll get to a point though. I'm at this point now where I don't itch to trade anymore because it's work. right? It's work. My mindset is this. This is the direction that I'm going. So it's I gotta journal it. I gotta justify. Not justify. I've gotta answer for my trade. We were talking about this earlier, Sylvia. If I take a trade and I'm gonna I have to actually answer for this. I gotta journal it, and I broke 2 rules, and I'm like, I just shame myself because I took a garbage trade, and so I'm like, I don't want to do that. FOMO's my biggest enemy. Yeah, for sure, Shibby. I know that feeling. Yeah, and it's a psychology thing. Like you're speaking for myself. I would FOMO into a trade because I'm like, oh, I missed it, right? I missed it. But what I've found is the more times I watch, the more times I see, I missed that one yesterday, but it's doing it again today. So it was actually education for me to sit back and watch that one happen. Now I know a little bit more about what could happen today. Now it doesn't always work out that way, but I've got a little bit more education, a little bit more experience on how that trade went. And there's value in that, right? So having a trade you have to watch disappear without you is not a bad thing. Taking that trade and losing and kicking yourself for the next 2 days is a bad thing. Yeah. Sometimes, though, remember this, there will be a day, if it hasn't happened already, where you get into a trade and you're like, okay, I did my analysis, it's a good setup, everything looks good, let's see what happens, and then it skyrockets. And you're like, oh, I caught one. I finally caught that giant trade. And that to me is such a great feeling. That feeling right there erases all the old female FOMO feelings, where you're just like, all those times that I FOMO'd, I don't care anymore. I got what I was looking for. It's like justification for taking the correct trade. And then when you go back and you look at it, you're like, that's a really damn good trade. Like, I can do this. It really does have a psychology effect on you when you take the correct trade, and it really works out. Better no trade than FOMO trade. I agree, Sylvia. Yeah, you lose nothing. You lose nothing, but you actually gain a lot. You gain a lot of perspective and education. Your own personal perspective and education. Sylvia, what's been your favorite country so far? If you don't mind me asking. Next couple minutes will be a brilliant setup. Yeah, I found that too. Like you're just for a while, and then all of a sudden it starts happening. Korea, nice. How's the response time when you guys respond? Um, am I lagging behind? Is the stream behind? I got on low latency. Portugal, Thailand, and Zanzibar. I never heard of Zanzibar. That's cool. Took 2 FOMO trades this week. Yeah, it'll happen, Shibby. You'll hit a point where you're like, enough's enough. I either I'm gonna do this or not. 1, 2, 3. I actually read that before I said it. Quick, no lag. Okay, good. Just Google and check how beautiful Zanzibar is. Yeah, I will. Yeah, that's cool. That's really cool. But yeah, with FOMO trades, man, over trading, FOMO trading, and unrealistic expectations. Yeah, I think that I've got it on low latency, so should be good. Should be good. I have this timer on the left here. I'm gonna see if I can. I'm gonna mess around with this for a second. Hopefully I don't completely break it. Let me. See if I can change this just a touch, so you guys can see. a little bit more of the chart. There you go. There, you can see the timer. Okay. Should be good on that. Yeah, I miss Korea. 7 seconds delay. Okay, cool. That's not bad. I'll take that. That's not bad at all. Could be 20 seconds. Could be 30. So 7 seconds, good. What are you doing, NQ? Anything? It did move down, right? But look how it's moved down. So garbage. If it gets down here, we're in business. We are in business for NQ. Look at all this clean, open invitation to trade. Above it, not great. That is actually not correct. There we go, that's better. Lock that one there. Above it's not great either for NQ. I really would want, now that it's created this level here, I'd like, when you get a big wick like this, I like to go to a higher time frame to really see what actually happened there. So this level, I'll put this level about right here. This is on the 4 hour. Give it a little bit of room. And then you've got that level set properly. You can see there's a level here, there's a couple levels here, there's a level here. So this is a good major level for NQ. This here is pretty weird, right? This range from this level. And this was nice and clean moving down, right? But look what's happened to fill all that. So it looks like it's creating a new range, which is good, right? We could always come back up. It's either going to go up or down, right? But this, to me, my ranges are typically a little bigger, personally, because I want to give myself the right trades. So I like to have a bigger range. You could definitely consider this range here, but I don't know. I've won more trades off of trading in this stuff here than in this. 5 minutes till New York Stock Exchange opens, and the bell will sound. MES, see this level here is a bit of a garbage. I hate when you have your inverted hammer next to your hammer. Like, what are you doing, bro? You're green, but you came all the way back down, and then you're red, but you came all the way back up. Like, hello, what are you doing? Yeah, no. This is, when you start seeing stuff like this, you start realizing the market don't know where it's going, so I'm staying out of it. And it's as simple as that. Until it picks a direction, until it figures its crap out, I'm gonna be on the other side of the room. Goldie. Probably stream, depending on what we see here. If we get a good trade, we'll probably call it after that. I don't see that happening though, personally, or at least 5, 6, maybe 8 candles. So we might be here for a while. 6 minutes to New York. That's right. How you get that tick ruler to stay on your screen? So what I did is I actually I went over here to lines. Oh, you guys can't see that. Crap. Hang on a sec. Stand by. Okay. Over here on the left in Project X, you have this tool right here. That's weird that my mouse doesn't show up. Huh, okay. Anyways, this tool right here, this trend line tool, go to info line, and then I'll draw a line as straight as possible. Okay. Then you want to edit this information right here to look like that. So, settings, text, you can put whatever, you know, whatever, right? Whatever you want. Then you want to go into style and start ticking stuff off that you don't want. Price range, I don't want that. I don't care about percent range. I want that tick right there. Changing pips, bars, distance, I don't care about that. I don't care about the angle. I don't care about distance. And then hit OK. And then what you want to do, or at least for what I do, you can pick your colors and stuff too, and you can also change if it's bold or if it's small. But what I'll do is I'll go in here and I'll at the bottom it says template. I got some text covering the screen. Template, save as, and then type, you know, whatever. Who cares? Save it. And then now anytime you go to a new ticker, actually this is what I'll do. So when I want to go to NQ, I'll do this and I'll copy it. And then I'll go over to NQ or MES or whatever, and I'll paste it. Won't let you do it that way. You have to do it with Control V on your clipboard. Boom. So that's how you move it in between. There's the bell. Just went off in my ears though. Wow, that was loud. I thought you guys would hear the bell. You didn't hear it because it was here. Oh, that was loud. The bell up all the way. Oh, guys, just blew my ears out. All right. Let's watch NQ. NQ's fun to watch during the bell. Whipsaw. So that's how you get that tick ruler. China's interesting? Yeah. I hope to go there someday. Never in my life have I seen so many exclusive cars. Yeah, for sure. No doubt. I think that we have a good community on DC. Yeah, we really do. we got a lot of good people now who actually care, you know? No douchebags. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, have fun with that. I like to keep it here so I just know what the ranges are. Like, I can already tell you without doing anything how many ticks this candle has gone. And it's insane. This is New York for you. This is the thing about trading the first candle in New York. If you have, or if you haven't, it will go up and down and up and down and up and down, and it will destroy your max loss limit, your drawdown. It will just eat away at it, because you'll make that profit. They call it the high water line, at least on Bullinox. You'll make that profit and then it'll take it away, and then you'll make that profit and it'll take it away. And every time it does that, it just chips away at your max loss the longer you stay in that candle. You can blow in a whole account on one candle and the candle not move anywhere. I've done it. In the beginning, I'm never doing that again. That sucked. MES doing a similar thing. This is good. Get this candle woke up. Get this candle moving. Get out of this crap range. We're in a crap range right now. So I'm glad. I'm glad it's moving like this. We can get out of here. It's hanging around too long. Not a bad setup here, but it's the opening candle. Anything can happen. right? You may look back at this and say, ah, type 2, a lot of chop before that. Good retest, but that opening candle, you just don't know what it's going to do. It's buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell in the market, in the stock exchange. In fact, let's see if I can show you something. Maybe. Even for type 2, it's not so good because on the left there's resistance. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Sylvia. Exactly. Yeah, and we were talking about this earlier. The left is ugly. It's just not. Look at all that. Ugh. No good. Right? And then we have all this. These are basically big dojis. Indecision, but in a bigger candle body. Right? We call this barcoding, or it looks like a city, right? It looks like New York. There's the tower. Freedom Tower right there. There's Charles Schwab. There's Trump Tower, you know. It looks like a city. It's no good. I found personally the best setups are in New York are either before the stock exchange, so the time frame that we just went through, or about 15 to 30 minutes after the New York Stock Exchange opens, which for New York time, which I'm on Eastern time, so I'm on the same time as New York time. Right now it's 9:30, which is when the stock exchange opens. An hour from now, or 30 minutes from now, possible good setups, all the way until lunchtime. And lunchtime starts at 12 o'clock for New York. So what happens is in New York, you got in the stock exchange. Let me back up a minute. NQ and the S&P 500, those are traded directly out of the stock exchange. NQ follows the NASDAQ, which is technology companies, and S&P 500 is the top 500 performing companies in the world, basically. Apple, Microsoft, Tesla, all those companies. Those companies are directly affected by what happens in the stock exchange. Gold, not so much. Gold is a global market. Something can happen in Asia or something can happen in Australia, and it will change how gold moves. During the stock exchange, it has a big influence, but it's not as big as like NQ. So lunchtime at the stock exchange in New York is a critical time for no trading. No trades between 12 o'clock New York time, Eastern time, between 1 o'clock. And I promise you, I've taken this information and applied it and gotten amazing setups after lunchtime. Amazing setups. I'm talking crisp, perfect. You couldn't get a better A+ setup. And it's usually 30 minutes after everybody comes back from their lunchtime. Everybody's fat and happy and had their day drinks, had their cocktails, had their, just like, I don't know, it's just 30 minutes after stock exchange lunch is just crisp, like 1:30. Unfortunately, I have to go to work today, so I can't sit around for it, but sometimes I can look at it on my phone. Only risk management helped me not blow my accounts so far. Yeah, for sure, Shibby. The last thing I have to make Right, is the FOMO feeling, yeah, and sometimes revenge. I'm working really hard to correct them. Yes, good, good. Don't give up on that, Shibby. Don't give up on that. How long is it after the NYSE open? I would say we're looking at in the next. I let the first 15 minutes go. I start looking at setups around what would be 9:45 New York time, so about 7 minutes from now. And I usually find setups around 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock, which would be an hour to an hour and a half after stock exchange opens. So for you guys, where we were at an hour to an hour and a half after. Then that's around 30, 10:30, 11. Between 11 and 12, New York time can be ish. But man, as soon as that lunchtime hits, stay out of New York. Stay out of New York during lunch. And then for 1 hour. For 1 hour. Unless there's news. Of course, news will always mess it up, right? But I do not trade during New York lunch. It is chop city. It is crap. Trust me. But about 30 minutes after that, oh, it's so good. About 1:30 New York time. And what I do is I have my phone, and I put different time zones on my phone. I've got Sydney on there. I've got Dubai on there. I've got Australia on there. I've got the UK on there, so I can see what everybody else's time frames are. So I would put one in there for New York and just watch it, and that way you can tell if, let's say, you're in Poland, for example, right? You can look and see that New York is 8 hours behind or something like that. That's what I like to do. And then I can watch it. Look at NQ. Just melted. A lot of red here. A lot of red. No top wick. Nothing. It just decided, see ya. Same with MES. But you see here, so I'm talking about with MES and NQ. A lot of people think that NQ and MES are the same. They're not. They're not. They move similar, but they're not the same because NQ's traded off of technology companies, and MES, which is S&P 500, is traded off the top 500. But if you look here, there's a green level on MES, but it's not there on NQ. That's enough of a difference for me to pay attention to it, because that could be the difference between getting a setup or not. If this giant red candle had not done that, if it had been like this, or kind of stepped down a little bit, this is on MES, as you can see on the 15, if it stepped down a little bit and then created this candle right here, the next candle with a nice retest and a push would have been a beautiful type 1. But this candle here was just so massive that's why I stayed out. Because look what happened to the next one. In fact, you kind of got your type 1-ish with no retest. And you can, some people will say, oh, here's your retest, right? I don't know. Personally, my way of doing it, that's a bit of a justification. I like to see, and some people will call me out and say, hey, you will never catch a trade if you justify everything. I'd rather have no trade than a loss. Do you see a type 2 on the 1 hour? Let's check that out. it's not bad. But a couple of things stand out to me here. You got your double rejection wick, which is nice. This candle has about 16 minutes left. We're in the middle of this range, right? So that to me is a red flag. It has, in the last however many hours, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. In the last 10 hours, it's slowly creeped up, made higher highs and higher lows. So it's moving, it's slight, but it is moving up. This candle may or may not engulf this giant green candle. Also think about it this way. Buyer strength showed up all of a sudden. Like it was flat, it was whatever, and then buyer showed up. And then it did come all the way up here. So is this a temporary seller strength pullback? Think of it like a tug of war, right? You have one side that's pulling and the other side that's pulling. That's all we're dealing with here. Buys and sells in the market. So what are the chances? Just ask yourself this question. What are the chances that buyers, after this candle or during this candle, gain ground again and it keeps moving up? So type 2 sell here. I'm not convinced. If you want to get a quick little rat scalp, yeah, you probably could, right? But for me personally, like I said, I have to journal my trades and justifying a trade. You know that feeling when you see it, you're like, if I don't take this trade, I'm an idiot. Like, this is the perfect setup, right? Those moments to me are worth passing on something like this. That moment where you see it and you're just like, oh, I have to take this trade. So I try to not justify myself into a trade. Because I only get 1 to 2 trades per day, right? Which means I got a trade last night in Asia. The market starts with Asia, right? This is my second trade for the day. After this trade, I'm done. 1 to 2. I don't get another trade. I get one shot. And I'm going to take it where I can and when I can, or I won't take it at all. It should be 0 to 2 trades per day. When we first started with the mentorship, Dan would say 0 to 2 trades per day. Go back to the 15 here. So that's kind of my personal analysis on that. Shibby, you locked out? Okay, cool. Yeah, good. You can always take it on a debt account if you want to practice. You can always be like, you know what? I'm curious to see what would happen if I were to take this trade. And get the reps in, because one thing I've learned from the other guys in the mentorship is the more reps you do, the more repetitions you have, like we were talking about earlier, having thousands of trades, the better you're going to get. So it doesn't hurt to take trades on a demo, you know, just to see, like, okay, I'm going to pretend that I would have taken this trade. And here's reasons why. Shoot, even journal it if you want. Journal it as a different color, as a practice trade. And then do that over and over and over again, and you'll come back to it and you'll be like, damn, all my practice trades suck. They're all crap. Or I lost 8 out of 10 of my practice trades. And then look in your notes and say, well, that's why. I was justifying it for XYZ reasons. Something I've worked on, something I've practiced that might help you guys out. Because it's just you, right? Just you in the chart. Nobody there to slap you if you make a mistake. Also, I try personally not to be, itchy or anticipate wanting to trade. Like, I try not to anticipate, oh, I wanted to move up here and I wanted to do this, because that's me telling the market what I want. And guess what? The market tells me what it wants. I just have to react to it. Think of it like this. If you study, like, there's an old quote by Sun Tzu, and he says, every battle is won before it's fought. And I like to think of that as, I've planned out my battlefield right here on the charts. I've planned out my battlefield that I am going to sit here and wait. And if I see my target cross in front of my crosshairs, I'm ready. I'll pull that trigger, I'll take the trade, and that's it. One shot, one kill. Take the trade, set it up. And I want to show you guys, when we get into that, how I set it up. I set it up to be hands off. And it's just how I kind of trade. The art of war. That's right, Brian. I set it up to be hands off. Basically what I do is when I set it up, before I set it up, I am analyzing how much money am I going to lose here. First thing. I don't care about the win. I care about, am I going to lose and what am I going to lose? And I have it based on my MLL, which is at 500 for this account. And I get 2 trades per day, max. So that means 500 divided by 2 is 250. So I do not want to lose more than 250 per trade, because if I lose this trade at 250, let's say it's in Asia, I want the opportunity tomorrow to either lose another 250. I know that doesn't sound like an opportunity, but I'll explain. Or come back to break even. So I get that 2 trades per day to hit my max loss limit. So I'm basing that calculation. So what I'll do is I'll look at a trade. I'll measure, let's say my stop loss, we'll just use for an example, I'll say, all right, my stop loss here would be 100 ticks. Okay. I know on gold that each tick on macro is worth $10, and it's times 10. So a micro is $1. So every tick that it moves is $1. And if I take one contract, that's $100. So I have 100 tick stop loss. My max loss here is 225. I get 2 contracts. That's nothing, right? 2 minis. If I'm gonna hit that max stop loss, it's 2 minis. So then I take the trade. If it's a good trade, the probabilities are there because I waited until the probabilities of a winning trade are higher. So the chances of me losing that trade are shorter, right? Because we're playing a game of probabilities. Then at that point, I'm like, all right, setting my stop loss first. So I move my stop loss down. Move it down to 100 ticks or wherever it is that I want it, based on the math that I just did. Then I'll try and go for that whole two for one, 1 for 1. Right, you guys know this pretty well. Long position. I actually have this set up to where I go into my settings and I have a 2 for 1 template saved. Oh, no, I don't. I don't have it on Top Step. I have it on Bullinox. But basically it'll automatically, like, come on. It'll do that kind of thing. Right. Then I put my take profit somewhere. I usually put it at a level. Like, oh, here's a level. I'll put it up there. Whatever. Put it up there and forget about it. Then what I do is I automatically set partials. So I will go back down. Actually, I might not even mess with my take profit yet because I'm still focused on my loss. And about 50% of that loss, wherever it is, I'll go ahead and put a limit in for if I'm trading, let's say I'm trading 10 contracts or 2 contracts, whatever, I'll do half, right? I'll do 50% cut. Sell 50% if I'm wrong on this trade and it comes down and hits that. Then I'll set partials on the other side to do the exact same thing if it moves up into that level. I'm like, okay, I want to cut my 80% at 20 ticks, hoping for a 100 tick trade, a 50 tick trade for the whole thing. And then now I can walk away. I can go to the bathroom. I can go to the bathroom. I can go get a coffee or whatever. And I don't have to, this is why I do this. I don't have to sit here and watch the trade. Because that's where the stress is. You're like, no, I've already set it up to automatically either hit my partials in a loss, hit my partials in a win, and then after that happens, I can then move it to break even if I wanted to. Or I can let it hit full take profit. It's best that if you do win that trade and you do secure profit, it's best to then cancel that sell for the partials and move your stop loss up to break even, and then you can actually like walk away from the trade. And for me personally, not sitting there fixating on the candles. I know how much I'm going to lose. I know how much I'm going to win. I set it up to let the system work for me. I do that every time. It really, really helped my psychology. Hopefully Daniel's in the shadows watching. He's like, that's my boy. No, I'm kidding. Where you guys, some of you guys from? You don't tell me like exact locations, but like country and stuff. Obviously, I'm United States, East Coast. I think I know where you're at, Shibby, but anticipation really messes with me. Yeah. Try setting up on auto. Rhode Island? Nice. Yeah, you're on the same time frame as me. Iran? Yeah, I thought you were in Iran, Shibby, but I didn't want to assume. That's cool, man. That's really cool. Atlanta. Oh my god. I have a funny story about Atlanta. I have a couple stories about Atlanta, Candace. I've been robbed in Atlanta. First time I ever went to Atlanta, I got robbed. Oh, it was such a terrible trip. Oh, it was such a terrible trip. Nah, that's your hometown, so I don't want to trash it, but Atlanta was not good to me. Shem? Yeah, Shem. Okay, cool. Yeah, nice. He's in, is he in Melbourne? Yeah, and so I have two bad memories from Atlanta. One that happened this year. Oh, you're just outside of it. Okay, that's good. Yeah, downtown Atlanta, whew, not good at night. Yeah. Uh, Melbourne, yeah. Yeah, okay, cool. Nice. Yeah, awesome. No, that's good. That's cool, Shibby, that you can. I mean, I'll be honest, and I don't know that much about your country. I don't know about your freedom laws and stuff like that, but I think it's sweet that you're able to do what you want to do. You know, I respect that. I do. I respect that. Yeah, I agree, Candace. Drive through, don't stop. Yep, absolutely. Yeah, it's like if you've seen that old movie. Let's see, it was National Lampoon's Vacation with Chevy Chase, and he stops somewhere, and they're like asking questions, and while he's answering questions, the guy's buddies are taking all the rims off of his wheels. You know, they're they're like hijacking his car. It's funny. Oh, Shibby, no, I just meant I don't. I just think it's cool that you're able to trade, and I know some countries, and I'm not making any assumptions, but I know some countries like China have really strict laws on internet and what you can and can't do, and stuff like that. So I think it's just cool. You know, it's cool that you're able to chase your dreams, man. All of us, really. All of us. That's cool, Sylvia. Yeah. One of my favorite, I got a funny story about a friend of mine is Polish. I was doing a lot of flying in New York as a pilot, and we had this pilot from Poland. His name was Andy, and he told everybody to come over and have dinner. And he's like, I don't know if you've ever had kielbasa and Polish food, but you're gonna love it. And we're like, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's. So we're in Jersey. We come over to his house for dinner. We sit down. We're having a chat, having a beer, whatever. And he comes out and he's like, sorry guys, I don't have any food. What do you mean you don't have any food? We're all just sitting here. And what do you mean, Andy? And he goes, I forgot to go to the market. I forgot to go to the market and buy sausage. And I was like, oh. I just sat here for an hour and a half and he didn't buy sausage. He's like, don't worry, I'll feed you. Okay, cool. Yeah, whatever. He brings out a frozen cake. And he feeds us frozen cake. And I was like, this sucks. We all ate like 2 bites of it. It had like jelly in it too. And I don't know. And I was like, we won't be going to Andy's house for dinner again. That was funny, man. To be honest, we do not have that freedom. No prop firm or broker work with Iranians. Interesting, Shibby. That's really interesting. Huh. And like I said, I didn't want to make any assumptions, but I thought there was stuff there, you know what I mean, in regards to what your country thinks. So, yeah, wow. I bet you got a hell of a story to tell, man. I bet you do. Respect, seriously. I think during the war, a lot of Polish people immigrated to Iran. Interesting. I didn't know that. That's really cool. I didn't know that at all. Makes sense, though. Yeah, World War II was horrible for, a lot of countries in Europe. And Poland was definitely targeted. There's no doubt. All right, that's the closure on gold. Super doji. Super garbage. What is this? I can't work with this. I need to get rid of this. Sorry. Had that on there too long. This thing could just come back up. I don't know. There's nothing here yet. Just gotta wait longer. This is a FOMO trade. Don't take it. This is it's moving up. I'm gonna pass my account. You'll do that and you'll regret it. Yo, Grant. Nice, man. Nah, you're not late. No, you're fine. Thanks for showing up. Appreciate you being here, Grant. Appreciate everybody being here. Yeah, government stuff. Yeah, that Republic. Yikes. What do you don't have to answer this question, Shib, if you don't want to. I'm just curious. I'm just curious. But what is your dream? Like, what do you want? What's your big goal in life? Are you like family oriented? You want to stay there? Like you have family and stuff, or are you trying to make something better somewhere else? I'm just curious. You don't have to answer if you don't want to, but I'm interested. Yeah, Poland was wrecked. Oh, some of the pictures. I can only imagine what it looks like now compared to what it looked like then. Can you imagine that generation had to go through that crap? We'll never know. We'll just never know what they went through. Yeah, moving out of this country. Awesome, Shibby. Yeah. That's awesome, man. Through trading. Man, you're going to have one hell of a story. Your why of why you're doing this is strong. Don't let go of that. That's the thing. If you're just doing this for whatever, you're not going to really find success in a way. Because every candle comes down to that why. Why am I even here? Why am I sitting here watching these charts for 25 hours? So your why is really strong, Shibby. Keep that close, man. That's awesome. Yeah, I want to see you get your freedom. It can be done. Many people have done it. You can do it. You absolutely can do it, man. Just don't give up. You'll only lose if you quit. I promise you. I don't know how old you are, but I've been through a lot of life so far, and I've only lost when I quit. It's easy to quit trading. It's easy to say, this sucks, I'm not doing this, and walk away. But what else do you have? This is the quickest way to escape the matrix. The hardest way to do it. But obviously, we have a mentor who's done it. Like, he came from the freaking ghetto. He came from the nothing. He was destined to get himself killed. And he escaped. And now he's living a life way beyond. And this is it right here. It's the same stinking candles and the same setups. We're doing the exact same thing he did. Exact same thing. And that is phenomenal to think about. I love it. That opportunity, just where else does that exist? You know? Yeah, Poland is a beautiful country. Absolutely. Absolutely. So peaceful. Isn't it amazing how that I don't want to say it had to happen. Don't get me wrong, but that was what really. It's just like with Japan, right? You went to Japan, beautiful country, huge, huge changes in technology, in anime, right? Just so much has changed for that country after World War II. And I'm not saying it had to go through that, but that was a step that it took that put it on the map, right? It put it there. And I'm sure Poland has similar things. Yeah, Shibby, absolutely, man. Yeah, I'm on your side. I want to see you get that. You seem like a really sick dude, man. I like it. And you got a family, so I definitely have that same drive to take care of your kids, and hopefully they'll live a life that you'll able to give them a life where they didn't experience the crap that you've gone through. They'll never know, right? That's the best thing you can do. Give them a life. Give your kid a life that they won't have the memories that you have, the bad ones. So you're probably not that far away from it happening. Once you figure this out and you just skyrocket, man, who knows? It could be in a couple of years. It could be less, right? It will happen when it needs to happen. Exactly. Poland at this moment is one of the best countries in Europe. People from UK or Germany move to Poland because they feel it's not safe in their countries. Interesting. Yeah. What a turnaround, right? People actually leaving Germany to go to Poland instead of, it being because of war, but instead now it's because of by choice. It's amazing. What a turnaround. It's fantastic. Let's see what NQ is doing up here. So I might have talked my way through that trade. I did say down here is good range for NQ. We could have caught something there. Still a bit overextended. Yeah, I might still not have taken that because of how massive. I've seen NQ. It will do a massive move like this and then right back up. So this would have been a small trade. Could have taken this though. It might even come back up here. Looks like it is. Let's see if I can get away with a double here, so I can watch both of them. That's what I should be doing. I should be watching both markets. Yeah, let's do that. So if you want to do two like this, you get two screens. You have your one that's linked. In case anybody don't know how to do this, right? Click here and change this to a nothing or another color. Now it's unlinked from this chart. And then you can click right here, change it to whatever you want to watch, and boom. What I like to do as well is you'll see like everybody always goes here to change the ticker, but I hate that because you have to spell it every single time. You can go over here and you can favorite the ones you want to watch and then just click on them and it instantly changes the chart. You don't have to type it in every time. Yeah, the only purpose you're live, absolutely, Shibby. Same. Absolutely the same. I like what NQ's doing here. NQ's looking interesting. If this green candle can close and engulf that previous candle with that bottom wick, the next one opens, nice retest, and pushes, I'm in. Almost took that, but got burned by NQ. Yeah, NQ has a way of burning you. Like, look at it right now. Like, make up your mind, NQ. Are you green or red? Pick one. $500 profit after a couple of small losses. Good. Yeah. Small losses. You keep your losses small and your wins big. You'll be all right. Yeah, I'm on a bit of a winning streak right now, so I'm going slow and I'm taking it easy, and I'm not getting carried away. What's up, Jack? Good to see you, man. Welcome into the stream. We're just sitting here watching NQ, trying to decide which direction it wants to go. How's your day going, Jack? Yeah, probably not a bad idea that you haven't looked at NQ. NQ in New York can be a bit dodgy. Looks fried. Yeah. I think you might be right. I'm liking what it's doing now. I want to see what it's gonna. I'm liking the setup here so far. If we could just get a little bit bigger of a green closure with a long bottom wick, we might have something. What you want to avoid is look at gold. You see this crap doji? Avoid that at all costs, man. In fact, what you want instead is a candle like this one, this green one here. And then if you're going to have a doji, that's okay. It kind of holds the level, and then you take the next one. Man, $500 in profit is good. It's real good. 900 on yours, Sylvia. 2 green days. Oh, so good. So good. Keep that momentum. Yeah, up on everything, locked out. Good. Good stuff, Jack. Yeah, I was telling Shibby, I think he's locked out too, is if you have an old dead account, you still want to trade on that account and get a rep in, right? Practice. Get a practice in. We are below this level here. I'm going to leave this level here. Because we have a lot of range. The next real range is all the way down here on NQ. So now we know it's clean, man. Let's see what it does. The chances of it buying back up, it was moving up here. We were talking about this earlier. This is the thing with New York. You just don't know. Is it going to melt? It didn't look like it was going to melt because it was kind of trickling up and then it melted. So that's why I just don't like to have any predictions. I just don't feel like, because then I get stuck in this mindset of, oh, it's going to be gold. It's going to be blah, 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 Hi, Rom. Thanks for coming in. How often do I trade NQ? I try and trade NQ. Lately, I've been trading gold like crazy because gold has been so good. But NQ, I trade NQ. I get a couple of trades out of NQ a week. Sometimes, and also trade MES, which we'll watch as well. Nobody else in the mentorship really watches MES, so I like to watch it. See what it's doing. See, here's what I mean. Look at that level. There's the level that is not there on NQ. This was not a bad trade. We're a little bit late here. It's a minute and a half in. Bet it looks pretty good on the 30. Yeah. This could have been a setup. You could have definitely justified this one. A bit doji. Would have preferred this long green bottom wick to not be there. Then it would have been like an A. I would call that an A setup. Except for the fact that we moved so much, but that's okay because we have the green there to hold it. Trying to pass this top step count, but I would need A plus setup to get my first 1K, but looking pretty nerfed. Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing, man. If you focus on I gotta pass, you're probably gonna blow it. But yeah, being done for the week and month, yeah, it's not bad. It is the last day of the month. So that there's a consideration there. But yeah, if you guys take practice trades, it's not a bad idea. If you don't want to. And the thing is if you're in a qualification account, it's not even real money. I think my dog wants to say hi. You guys want to see my pup? Let me go get her real quick. You want to say hi? This is Nova. She's a little cutie bug. She's so lovable. She's so lovable. You want to give me a hug? Yeah. Yeah. Say hi. Everybody's watching. Say hi. Yeah, and MES impulse setup, yeah. What are you doing? She's a little puppy. What are you doing? Look, they're saying hi to you. You went down? You want to go outside, don't you? Okay. 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 Yeah, she's a love bug, man. That dog knows how to just melt your heart. Cool. Grant, good to see you. Yeah. Appreciate it. We're going to stream every day. Oh, every market day. New York. Started at 8 a.m. New York time. Which I think you probably already know that, but that's good, man. Yeah, you guys go into the weekend green. Really good on the psychology. You can step back, try and figure out, what you're going to do next week. I have a Bernese mountain dog, and he's huge and cuddly. Yeah, it's basically a human in a dog's body. That's awesome. That's awesome. I love that. It's so tough when they go to. I had to put one down this year, and it was miserable. I cried for like 4 days. It was horrible. Never want to do that. I love having a dog, but I never want to put him down. It sucks. Yeah, have a good one, Jack. Yeah, thanks for coming by. I appreciate it. Yeah, we'll start again on Monday. Might not get anything today. That's okay. Obviously, MES, NQ are like, we're coming back up here, so can't really make up its mind. Not bad on NQ. Possible. See what this does. If it is coming back up, this could form a nice type 2, and I'm taking it. Let's see. We got 12 minutes left on this candle. Going into the weekend red, but had a green day today. I know what I did wrong this week, and I'll be doing what's right from here on. Good, Candace. Yeah, that's you're right where you need to be. That's a good lesson. You know what you did. You know how to fix it. And the next time that situation comes up, you'll know what to do. You'll remember that. And going into the weekend red is okay. It's 1 week. I really like what NQ is doing here. I'm interested if it can remove this level. See what it can do. Got this nice long rejection wick here. I like what NQ's doing. Just chill a little bit. Just chill. That'd be cool if we got a W on the first stream. Man, NQ, don't go any higher. Stay right there. Stay right there. Chill, bro. This would be a pretty clean setup here. This would look really, really good. If it closed just like this, we're in business. We are in business. Win, lose, or draw, right? It's about taking the correct trade. It's about getting the right setup and executing when the setup shows. Win, lose, or draw. Win $15, win $1,500, lose $15, whatever. Hopefully not lose $1,500. That would not be good, but win, lose, or draw. Yeah, there's nothing like price action trading. So clean. Not distracting with all the Bollinger Bands and the EMAs. What are you doing, you dog? Come on, NQ. We showed up to the party and this is what you're going to do? I hate when it does this. I hate when it's like, yeah, never mind. Price action. Good stuff. NQ, you suck. Such clean range below, too. It might be, and we could participate in this range, but we need to see some greenery level right here. It's moved too much since 8:30. This has been New York so far in NQ. Yeah, we're kind of in that right now. We're kind of in that hour that I see setups. Like that right there, if it had played out, would be exactly what I'm talking about with a classic New York setup. It still could, but right now it's beyond NYSE opened, right? So the market's able to stabilize a little bit. And then for about the next hour and a half is okay. After that, though, don't trade the next hour. Don't trade the lunch hour. and then look for a setup around 1:30 New York time. 1:30 New York time for setups. I've found a lot of setups at 1:30, whether it's on gold or NQ or anything like that. 1:30 New York time has just been great for me. Even though we show up to the New York session and nothing happens, after about 1:30, about 2 o'clock, I'm done. No more trading for the rest of the day, because the market closes at 4. And what I've noticed is that in the not in the futures side of it, but in the SPY QQQ side of it, NQ side of it, there'll be what they call the power hour, starting at 3 o'clock, which is 1 hour prior to the market, to the New York Stock Exchange closing. It will just do crazy stuff, and usually the last 10 minutes is either a buy off or a sell off, and you're like, holy crap. So look, NQ's coming back up now. Here it is it's going to be 10:30 in 6 minutes, which is 1 hour after New York Stock Exchange open, which opens at 9:30. So it's 10:30 Eastern time here, which I think Candace, you're on the same time zone. Yeah, 10:24 exactly. NQ coming back. That's good that it did a bit of a retest there within its own candle, and buyers are able to bring it back up. Yeah, candle's even better now. Exactly, Shibby. You took the words right out of my mouth, man. I just hope it doesn't close small, you know. If it closes like that, I'll get ready for a trade here, and I'll hide gold for a minute while I'm trading NQ. But here's the psychology. I will probably lose this trade, right? So I'm going to manage my loss. In fact, I can start measuring my stop loss now. So if it closes about right here, the next candle is going to come down. Going to come down and push, possibly, and ride it up. So my entry is going to be probably about right here. To come back into the range, holy moly. That's a huge, that's a huge stop loss, right? Okay, but we can work with that. So my entry is about right here, and I put my stop loss here. Let's just call it 200 ticks. NQ micros, 50 cents per tick. 50 cents per micro. If you're doing macros, it's $5. So 50 cents, bring up my calculator here. 50 cents times 200 ticks. My stop loss is 200 ticks. That puts me at $100. So every contract I take is $100. And I don't want to lose more than $225 in this trade if I were to take that entry right there. So I'm going to be at 2 to 3 contracts total. So that way I manage that stop loss correctly. If this candle moves higher, I'm going to have to bring my contracts down or not take the trade. If it's just too big of a range, then I can't really participate because I can't take less than 1 contract. About 2 micros. That's right, Shibby. Yeah, exactly. And I'm looking at, if I get 2 micros, I'll probably take partials. I mean, taking partials around 75 ticks maybe, which would be 1 contract that I sell. Or you can, once the trade has gone, you can move to break even, but then you're taking a chance of losing the trade completely, but it could also take the whole range. Once the stop and the sell has been managed properly, then you can start calculating your win. So let's see what it gives us. I'm excited. No FOMO, no motion, just execution. It's coming into my crosshairs, right? I'm going to pull the trigger. and I only have one bullet. So I have to either, and I don't want to miss. That psychology has saved me a lot. One shot, one kill kind of psychology. Not to be morbid, right? And I know, I know that it's some people are sensitive to that, and I respect that, but I use it as a metaphor. Man, don't do us dirty here in NQ. Yeah, break the previous wick wouldn't be bad, yeah. And going light here would be wise. I would really like to see a little bit more strength on this NQ. This range is huge, man and woman. This is this one candle here, 300 ticks. And it's kind of gone flat, big seller presence and kind of gone flat. If you remember, this candle went all the way down here. We thought, it's nothing. At first it started like this, went all the way down, came back up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a stop buy in for 2. I'm going to leave it up there for now because I'm going to drag it into range. But it's far enough away that the chances of it moving all the way up there to hit it are low, but at least I've got it ready. And I might cancel it. It might not go. So I'm gonna pay attention to NQ for a minute and jump off gold. Ah, scary. Like I said, this is just me trading. You guys feel free to participate or not. Yeah, pray and spray. That's right. This is looking really good. I'm liking this a lot. This looks very juicy. Let's move this down here. Just have to see. The last thing, I need that proper retest. This is the level. We want to retest this level. Looking good so far. Give it a little bit more. Oh man, that's a weak retest. Careful, guys. Really want a good retest here. Not the best. I'm gonna give it a shot. Not the best. Retest. Not bad. I actually want my entry about right there. Might not be bad to let it retest again. Not a bad retest. It's not great though. I'd prefer a better retest. But we're gonna see. This is why I waited. Alright, we're in. Managing my stop loss. Bringing it down. Okay. Might not even get a chance. This thing might just rock it. Limit buy of 1 if it breaks its own bottom wick. I haven't even set my take profit yet. Who knows? I don't even know where to put it. It's such a massive range. I don't know why I have this hidden. I need to unhide that. 25 ticks. So far it's a winning trade. Let's see. W. Good job. Yep. Let's see. I would like to take partials probably at the top of this wick. So I'm going to limit sell 1. Yeah. Or just close it now. Like if you want to just call it a W. Breaks his own wick. I'm going to sell 1 contract. And I'll move to break even. $40 ticks. 40 ticks is a good day, man. 45 ticks is a good day. Come on, break your own wick. Now it's automatic. So I was telling you guys, everything is automatic. I don't have to sit here and baby it. Secure those profits. Come on. Yep, holding it. Holding partials. Yep. It's coming back down. it did pop here, but the ranges are so big that it didn't really pop. I'm not asking for much, NQ. I'm not asking for much. 40 ticks would be nice. Took my shot. I did my job. I did my analysis. Everything here is up to the market. Order filled. Okay, gonna cancel my limit buy down here. Move to break even. I like to go a little bit into profit to cover fees. W. WW. Yep, that's right. Thank you. I agree, Jack. I'm legit. I'm not a phony. Now it's like, where the hell do I put my take profit? I don't even know. I don't even know. I could just call it a day here, and I've only made 30 bucks. That's funny. Doesn't matter. Win's a win. Thanks, man. Thanks. Appreciate it, Brian. If I got 100 ticks out of this, I think it would be good. I'm not greedy. But most of the time, it comes back and hits my, yeah, I got it at 100. Most of the time, it comes back and knocks me out at my stop loss. This is now my stop loss, 5 ticks in profit. And that's okay. Whatever. I did my job. I can't control it. Yeah, the limit buy that I had, Brian, is basically if I was wrong on this trade and the trade failed, it came down, think about it, your stop loss is there for one reason. Your stop loss is to protect you from blowing your account. That's all it's there for. However, that doesn't mean you have to hit your stop loss. That means that's the area that you want to lose. And for me, I calculated it based on my MLL, right? So I put a close of partials. I had 2 contracts, and I wanted to close 50% of those contracts if it broke its own bottom wick, which is down here. If it said, nope, you're wrong, coming down, and it is a probability, game of probabilities, and it hit, I made the determination if it breaks its own bottom wick, I'm going to close 50% of this trade. And then the best case scenario from there is that it moves back up to my break even. We close it, break even for the day. Worst case scenario, it comes back down, it hits my stop loss, and I lose less because the range now is only 50% of what I opened it at. Instead of me losing 200 ticks with 2 contracts, I lost 100 ticks with 1 contract after it broke its own stop loss. If that makes sense, Brian. Yeah, A+. Yeah, I learned that from Dan, man. I mean, and I kind of added to it a little bit, man. I'm not gonna be greedy. I'll take my 100 ticks. I want to move my take profit here, but NQ has a way of, hey, sucker, I'm reversing on you, so I'm just gonna take my 100 ticks. 100 ticks is a freaking good trade, bro. Yeah. How's it look on the 30? Looks pretty dang beautiful. Beautiful. If you guys took that, that's a W right there. Don't forget to journal it. Wow, look at that. Now I would prefer this to be a little bigger, especially since this is so much stinking red, but I'm okay with that. Did the higher time frames match? Yes. Order is filled. Done. W trade. Done. Look at that. Put it in the journal. Now, I could have probably gone like that, but take what the market will give you. Oh man, I'll tell you what, take what the market gives you. If you can take profit and walk, so much better. So yeah, this looks a little ugly because the red is, my stop loss is bigger, but I did move my stop loss, so I could either do it like that, right, or I could do it like that, however I want. Doesn't really matter. Just get a good journal in there. That's it. That was my one trade for today. $80. Did my job. Could have been 800. Who cares, right? Catch up on chat here. 380 for you, Sylvia. Excellent. Excellent. Oh, also make sure if you do this strategy I just told you about, this strategy, this risk management, make sure on the right side you hit cancel all or flatten all. I've done this before where I had a partial still open. Just cancel. You don't want that happening. You don't want a partial coming in after you got a trade and opening up a new trade. I know that from experience, right? Yeah, look at that. What a beautiful type 2. Wow, beautiful type 2. You're still in. Excellent, Sylvia. Yeah. It's a risk-free trade for you now, right? You're at break even. Put it all the way up. Yeah, it's probably not a bad idea, Jack. Could have gone up 300 pips. Yeah. I don't mind. I don't mind taking whatever, because the range is so massive, right? The predictability of it is tougher. Like I don't want to get greedy. Personally, I would rather take and win $30 to $80 every single day for the rest of the month, or at least maybe several times per week, than take one big massive $800 win. Just personally, I'll get there eventually, right? But consistent wins over time. Great way to end the week. That's right, Candace. Yeah, I only went 2 contracts. Could have gone 10, right? However, if I was wrong, it would have been a massive loss on my account. If I was right, it would have been a massive win, right? So you have to pick your levels and stick to them. Because NQ, I've seen this before. Let's watch it for a little bit. It could just reverse. NQ has a way of saying, F you. Yeah, trail it. Yeah, I love trailing. I could have done that too, Sylvia. Yeah, I love trailing. Instead of going to break even. And then I would have secured maybe another $20. Yeah. Yeah, let's see. There you go. There's my $80 for the day. This account will close for the week. Green. Sweet. I have a green Friday. I love it. We'll hang out for a little bit. Maybe about 15 more minutes if you guys are cool. I like hanging out with you, chatting with you. To me, it's about that. It's hanging out with you guys and talking to you guys. We got our trade. We did our job. We're done. In fact, I'm going to show you right now on screen. Going for the lockout. There's no Asia tonight for me. So I got my one trade. I'm not taking another one. Not giving it back. Not giving it back. So I am officially locked out after that win. Get my screenshot here. You can do a screenshot here if you want, or you can do a screenshot with a snipping tool, which I like to do the snipping tool. Oh, come on. Wow, what a great trade. Wow, beautiful. Yeah, play the bell. Yeah, I like it. I like it, Brian. Ding, 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 ding. Still in, Sylvia. Nice. Nice. I hope it goes to the moon for you. Be careful, though. It closes in 2.5 minutes. It's not uncommon for NQ to open the next candle and undo everything it just did. So just be cautious. Be cautious. NQ has a way of falling out the window. Just saying. Just from my personal experience in New York. It's different in Asia. It's because it's not New York Stock Exchange. And I've traded a lot of New York Stock Exchange. Which I feel like that's something I can kind of bring to the group is Stock Exchange kind of understanding how it works a little bit. I'm not an expert, but I've traded the most. Yeah, big W. Looks like everybody got W's. Good, good. Look at this trade, right? Let's kind of post analyze this trade. Had a big move down, some indecision. This candle with a big rejection. There was another big rejection. The green engulfed the red prior. The red prior had a proper top wick. The next one opened. Oh, and you know, we can't say this from now, but remember, this was all the way down here. It opened green, went back down red, came back up green. Great. Like you said, Shibby, it's a good candle now. Not the best retest, right? That to me, that takes an A+ setup and maybe drops it down to an A- setup because of not the greatest retest. I would have preferred a retest to about down here, just personally. And then, because when it comes down here, like, and then it flips green, you're like, oh, I am in, right? Got in. I think I actually got in about right here. Something like that. And then buy. I love it. Oh, so good. That was a great. I'd call that overall. I would call that an A-, almost A+ trade. Almost A+ trade on NQ. And it looked good on the higher time frames too. Don't forget about that. Yeah. Everything about this says we're going back up. Every time frame says green. This one's a bit doji on the daily, but that's 24-hour candle basically. 4-hour looks good. 1 hour looks good. 30 minutes looks good. 15 minutes looks good. Had to take this trade. This is why I waited. I had to take this trade. Get out now, Sylvia. Get out now. I'm just kidding. I'm not telling you what to do. I wouldn't be surprised though if it says never mind. But it could just be conscious. We have a level right here. We have a level here, a level here, and a level here. So this range right here, the candle's gonna have a reaction. This is a good take profit, get out level. Because you got 3 to 4. Oh, here's the fourth one. You have 4 spots where price had a reaction. Whoa, I didn't know I could do that. That's cool. Yeah, so this might be whatever. But yeah, you could keep trailing. If you got your trail here, nothing wrong with trailing. I love trailing. Yeah, good, Sylvia, good. If it hits your stop loss, you're up 200 something. Yeah, there it goes. And look, it might blast right through this level. It's impossible to predict. But I always like to look at those levels as this is a good spot to potentially exit. Man, what a trade. What a trade. Yeah, look at it go. That's pretty amazing. Wonder what gold did. Nah. Gold is having a laugh. We'll stick around till Sylvia jumps out of this trade. Could be all day. No, I'm kidding. It looks good. Looks really good. Good, clean traffic. This is that kind of trade that you see from across the room and you have to take it. Yeah, W trade here. Beautiful. Have a good one, Shibby. Yeah, I'm probably going to shut it down here in a couple minutes. Just want to watch this candle for a few more minutes and see if it rockets or not. I got my partials. I got my rat scalp, right? We got our piece of the market. We don't need to catch the whole thing like we're taught. I look at it this way. If you collect one crumb from the cake off the floor every single day, eventually you'll rebuild the entire cake. So there you go. I got my crumbs today. Yeah, here we go. See, reaction off this level. Yeah, it might flip red. If I was in this trade right now and it flipped red, I would get out. Just personally. I would say, okay, it's changed its mind. But yeah, trailing is fine. Yeah, it's a great way to manage your win. If you master managing your losses, when you have to manage a win, it's so much easier. Yep, exactly, Sylvia. Follow behind with your stop. Yep, maximize your profits. Oh, beautiful. Love it. I'm not sure, Brian, to be honest with you. I think for most people, I think they're over in the Asia countries, and Dan's in Dubai, and he said by time New York shows up, he's done. He wants to relax and chill, whatever. So I totally understand why he doesn't want to trade New York. And the other guys it's late for them, so I think it makes sense to have somebody on the East Coast or in Europe or even in the U.S., North America, whatever, to have a New York session. Yeah, they don't do anything for New York. That's why I started doing this. I was asking for something for New York for a while, and I said, you know what, I'm not gonna get it, so I'll be the solution. So that's why I started this. Plus, it forces me to level up because now I take trades on stream and I'm accountable for it. Yeah. Yeah, we got Pez to do Asia. Dan runs London. I'd like to run New York. So, yeah, I miss Pez too, man. But I've been jumping in his live streams and really enjoying what he's doing. Yeah. Plus, I know there's a need for New York, which is why I did this. So if you like what you saw here today, hopefully you guys will, maybe try and get more people within who want to do New York. I don't want to take anything away from the mentorship. If Dan runs New York, if somebody else runs New York, that's great. It's not my mentorship, it's not my Discord. But I will show up for this because I know there's quite a few of us that want to trade New York and we don't have that stream. So that's why I started this. To fill that need. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, he was doing New York for a while, Candace. Here we go with NQ not making up his mind. What he used to do is Dan did Asia. That was his nice. Good job, Sylvia. Excellent. Good trade. Dan would trade Asia for the mentorship, and then he was getting up at like 3 in the morning after he moved to Dubai, so he decided, I'm not doing this anymore. So then he said he was going to do New York. 741. Sick. Lock that account, Sylvia. Lock out and walk. Lock out and walk out. That's what I say. Get off the charts. Go out in nature. Go explore the city. Go get some sick ramen. Sit there and enjoy that ramen or whatever you're going to do. That's what I would do if I was in Asia. And just soak it up. Journal it. And just remember trades like this because these are the trades that are going to set you free. These are the trades here worth waiting for. It was such a great trade in New York. And it rarely is it perfect, A+ perfect. It was pretty damn close. So I was like, I'm taking it. Have to take it. Next challenge, I'm done for a week. Yep. Going to the weekend, clear. We got the Sunday session coming up. And then I'm gonna do New York every day. Unless I'm sick or something, which I might still do it, but I'll be like, maybe I'll mute it or something, or type, whatever. I wanna be here for you guys. Yeah, I want to be here for you. Absolutely, Sylvia. I appreciate you guys being here and liking the stream, and we'll see where this goes. I'm doing it for you guys. Eventually, more people will come in or whatever. But the main reason I did it was because our Discord, our group needs a New York stream. Cool. All right, I'm gonna jump off, go spend some time with the family, and I got my wonderful 9-to-5 job to go to. I do love my job. I have a good time. So, good. All right, everybody. Thank you for being here. Have a great weekend. No Asia tonight. Lock out, and I'll see you guys in Sunday seminar, and then back on stream for Monday. I'll be in Asia too, typing whatever. So we'll do a stream again on Monday. Excellent. Good job, everybody. We'll see you. Anytime, Brian. Anytime, Candace. See ya. Sunday Funday. That's right. All right, guys. Have a good one.